Hey, how's it going, everybody? Mike Weber here, your Los Angeles real estate broker, here with your real estate market update for the beginning of May 2025. So we'll take a look at what's happened in the real estate market as of the month end of April, the trends that are changing with closed sales, month supply of inventory, and median home prices for Los Angeles County. So let's go ahead and jump right in. All right, so the first thing I want to share with you guys is what's happening with median home prices in Los Angeles County. We are seeing that, amazingly, we're still up just modestly, 0.7% year over year. Again, as I've shared in some recent videos, going all the way back to the peak in 2022, we really have traded sideways almost the whole time. I mean, we peaked in 2022 at $900,000 for the median home price, and now we are at $906,000. So this means about 3 years has passed and we've had no noticeable price gains in Los Angeles County. Now, importantly, in a recent video, which I'll link up here, what's actually going on is that not a lot of the inventory that's being listed on the market is actually selling. So really what we're seeing out there in the market is only the cream of the crop, or the nicer, better real estate properties that are priced reasonably are the ones that are actually selling in the market, and lots of other inventory isn't selling and it's just expiring or canceling and never getting sold. So the prices on that property that doesn't ever sell is really irrelevant. And so what we're seeing is that the best properties, the ones that are actually selling, are selling at slightly higher prices than they were several years ago. And so this is helping to keep median home prices higher because the cream of the crop properties are the ones that are actually getting sold, but all of the other properties that don't sell would in effect need to be priced at a much lower price point if they were actually going to sell, which means the real median home price that we would be seeing if the majority of properties that were getting listed were actually selling would certainly be far lower than it is today, which means we would be seeing price declines instead of the stable prices that we've seen over the last couple of years. Next, let's take a look at what's happening with the supply of inventory. And you'll see here that we are up at 4.1 months supply, 28.1% increase year over year. So we're definitely seeing a lot of inventory out there building on the market. And what we'll soon see is that closed sales are not rising proportionately to this increase in inventory. And what that means is that a lot of properties aren't selling, they're never making it to the closing table. And also, sellers are starting to realize that if they want to get their home sold and try to capitalize while prices are high, they're going to need to act now and get their homes on the market before the environment continues to change with even more inventory getting listed and ultimately the likelihood of falling prices if interest rates remain high. And as I shared in a recent video, if interest rates continue to remain high for longer, that is ultimately going to put downward pressure on prices. I believe more sellers are going to start lowering their prices more aggressively, and then buyers will see that home prices are falling and they'll become even more hesitant. They'll want to wait longer, and then we can start seeing that spiral downwards where prices really start falling precipitously. The next thing we'll take a look at here is active listings. And what you see here is that active listings in Los Angeles County are at 15,492, and that is up 31.9% year over year. So again, we're seeing a strong build in the number of listings that are on the market. But look at what happens when we take a look at pending home sales. That looks pretty dismal, right? In fact, you could see over the last 5 years, pending home sales have literally fallen and fallen and fallen. And even worse, traditionally by May, we would expect to see much higher pending home sales in the market. But look what we're seeing at the end of April for 2025. Only 2,719 pending home sales. That is far worse than what we saw last year or the year before. So that is telling us that a lot more inventory is getting listed and nobody's actually buying it. Very, very little of it is going into escrow and actually selling. This data is really showing us that things are getting a lot weaker out here in the Los Angeles real estate market, despite what a lot of people are actually saying. Lastly, let's take a look at closed sales. And we see that we're at 4,266 closed sales, which is a 2.7% increase year over year. So we obviously can't have a teeny tiny increase in closed sales if we're having a dramatic spike in active listings and the supply of inventory on the market, because what that means is that a lot of the inventory that's getting listed won't end up ever selling. And it's my belief that the reason why this has really happened is because both buyers and sellers have expected interest rates to go down. And so buyers have been kind of hesitant out there to buy in the market. They've been waiting for the opportunity for interest rates go down so they could jump in and try to buy. But also sellers have also expected interest rates to go down. So they've either holded off on listing their properties in the expectation that if rates go down, buyers are going to be able to pay more for their property, or because they were worried about having a higher interest rate when they had to purchase their replacement property after selling their current property. I believe since interest rates have remained higher longer than people expected, and particularly if they do stay higher for longer, which I believe they will, we're going to see a lot more sellers enter the market. They're going to try to get their homes in the market quickly. We're going to see even more hesitation from buyers. And there's a very strong likelihood that we're going to start to see these prices go down as they would need to in order to clear a lot of this excess inventory that's ultimately just sitting on the market with nobody looking at it or nobody buying it. So guys, this was a quick video. I hope this information was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If I can help you with anything real estate related here in Greater Los Angeles or North Orange County, definitely reach out to me. I'm here to help. Appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care.